Assalamualaikum everyone. Welcome to our presentation. Well, we are from the last group. With me, Badriatus Soliha, and also my friend Ahmad Jidan. We will discuss about cultural adjustment. Okay, the previous presentation we have discussed about cultural conflicts. So now we will explain to you about cultural adjustment. What is cultural adjustment? Cultural adjustment is the process of adjusting to the new culture. Yeah, when people visit or move permanently to abroad, they will face various customs differ from their culture. This different culture, rule, custom may lead people into shocking culture. Then they will realize that different culture have different rules. Of course, when we are moved in another country or maybe in another place, sometimes not only in another country but in our country, but different place, sometimes we find new culture, new habit, and also new language, and it probably make us have shocking culture. So what is culture shock? Culture shock is the feeling of uncertainty, confusion, or anxiety that people experience when visiting or living in a society that is different from their own. Yeah, it will be happen to people who have been suddenly transplanted abroad. Some of them will say yes to the culture, but others will say no to the other culture. But although we are disagree or maybe dislike freak feeling freak to the other culture, we must appreciate and adapting ourselves to the culture in that place, so make us to avoid ourselves from cultural conflict. Then the adjustment process in a new culture. There are different stages in adjustment process. It depends on visitors' personalities, language ability, emotional support, and duration of stay. Here there are some of the adjustment process. The first is honeymoon period. Excited by new culture. Yeah, why it's called honeymoon period? Because it's still related with happy time. Exactly when we are just move to another country, we will feel like this. Initially, many people are excited by everything new. We just feel happy and don't care about everything around us. After the honeymoon period, we will pass the culture shock. Try to compare the new language in everyday routine and get paid in. Of course, when we stay or maybe visit another country, we not always feel happy, but after the happy time we will find like other habit, other culture, and something that sometimes strength freak to us, but we must adapt it to the new culture, to the new place, to make us to avoid ourselves from cultural conflict. And the third process is initial adjustment. Everyday routine is no longer problem. Not yet be fluent in spoken, but can express basic ideas and feeling in other language. Yeah, although we are still not cannot speak well, but when we can respond, we understand what other people said. It can be initial adjustment for us. And then mental isolation. Individuals have been away from their family and friends for a long period of time, can causing frustration and sometimes loss self-confidence, lonely. But it's only need more time to pass this stage. Yeah, it sometimes happen to worker or maybe student that stay far from family, from friend. They will feel like lonely, but it's only need more time for this stage, because after that they will pass their life like usually. The last process is acceptance and integration. the visitors has accepted the foreign culture and language. People have been established, then they have accepted the habits, foods, and the characteristics of the people in the new culture. They will feel comfortable everything around them. When we stay or maybe visit another country for a long time, we will feel like acceptance and integration because we have to receive like another habit, another language, and another culture. So we will can feel comfortable with everything around us. Well, that's from my explanation, and the next explanation will be explained by Ahmad Jidan.
The next is re-entry process. Re-entry process is process that happen when visitors return to their native countries. This process is shorter and less intense than adjustment process. There are 5 stages of re-entry process, and each stages is characterized by symptoms and feeling. The first stage is acceptance and integration. This stage, same as the last stage in the adjustment process, that the visitor already accustomed with the new culture that they live in. The second stage is return anxiety. In this stage, the visitor may be confused and feel emotional pain. This happens because if the visitor back to their native country, it will disrupt their friendship in the new country, and the personal change because of their experience in new culture can also causing nervous about going home to their native country. The third stage is return honeymoon. In this stage, commonly people that already arrive to their own country feel excitement because of good memories that they have been experienced. Memories can be time that they spend with their family and friends and their childhood memories. The fourth stage is re-entry shock. Usually happen because the country or the city that he knows back then already changed, and also the family and friend may not understand or appreciate what they experienced back in their new country. The last stage is reintegration. In this last stage, they already involved with their family, friends, and activities. They can also learn positive and negative aspects of both country and the culture, and have more balanced perspective about their experience. The next is individual reaction. There are 2 individual reaction about cultural adjustment. The first, every individual experience the adjustment process in different way. Visitors who already have close relatives in new culture or can speak fluently in French language can be a guide and also a friend that will help them adapt in the new culture. So the visitor may not experience the effect of culture shock or mental isolation. And person who forced to travel to other culture will hard to adapt and adjust than a person who voluntarily travel to a new culture. And also some people find it hard to adapt to new culture, and sometimes they never can be adapted. Sometimes they never can be adapted. And some people can easily adapt it from the beginning. It can be because the culture similarity or the person is easily adapted to new environment. The second is living in another culture is undoubtedly an educational experience. Life in different culture makes people can learn second language, observe different custom, and encounter new values. It also can help shape their characters, make them understand more about their culture. That's all for us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.